If we sent the Joker to a psychiatrist in real life, they would not diagnose him as a psychopath. That's because the DSM-5, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, doesn't actually clarify psychopathy. It just puts it under the larger umbrella term of antisocial personality disorder. That's not because psychopaths don't exist. They do. It's because psychiatrists can't quite agree on how to categorize them. Some of them want to say that sociopaths and psychopaths are basically the same thing, while others want to use the terms differently. They want to say that psychopaths are born by nature, and sociopaths are made by nurture and nature. It doesn't help that regular people colloquially use the terms as if a sociopath is like the light version of a psychopath, while psychiatrists, they do the opposite. They say that sociopaths are actually more dangerous. Joker's psychiatrist would also not diagnose him as psychotic, because clinically, psychotic means delusional, hallucinating, seeing things that aren't there. So a paranoid schizophrenic might have a psychotic episode in which they kill people, but then with time and medication, they're capable of remorse and empathy. That's not true of a psychopath. A psychopath is permanently unable to feel empathy. Therapy just makes them more dangerous because they learn how to mimic normal emotions to manipulate people.
I studied all his tricks and gimmicks and felt I was ready for anything.
You know, my father used to beat me up pretty badly.
Anything except that.
As with anything in the mind, psychopathy is not binary. It's a spectrum, and it overlaps with so many other mental disorders. For example, psychopaths are egocentric and unempathetic, so are narcissists, but not all narcissists are psychopaths. Psychopaths might take pleasure in violence.
Guns are too quick. You can't savor all the little emotions.
But not all sadists are psychopaths. Psychopaths are easily bored, so are people with ADHD. Psychopaths tend to take crazy risks, but so might somebody who's bipolar and having a manic episode. Psychopaths are slippery, so we'll work from the outside in. In the next video, I'll go into the root causes of psychopathy, but in this video, I'm going to teach you how to spot a psychopath. We'll use psychologist Robert Hare's 20-point checklist. For each trait, you score the patient on a scale of 1 to 3, 3 being most applicable. We'll do it together for the Joker. Impulsivity.
Why didn't somebody tell me that he had one of those?
Poor behavioral controls.
Don't touch me, old man.
Glib and superficial charm.
I don't know where you've been.
Shallow affect, or superficial emotional responses.
Well, that was fun. Who's for Chinese?
My smile is just skin deep.
You might join me for a weep.
Grandiose estimation of self.
I am the world's first fully functioning homicidal artist.
Lack of realistic long-term goals.
What do you want?
My face on the $1 bill.
Need for constant stimulation.
Yes. I'm deflated.
Been done. To Riddler.
Pathological lying.
You wanna know how I got these scars?
So I had a wife.
My father was a drinker.
Cunning and manipulativeness.
In a way, I knew your friends better than you ever did.
Lack of remorse or guilt.
You killed 6 of my friends.
Callousness and lack of empathy.
I told you not to speak!
Parasitic lifestyle. Now, obviously, Joker only makes a living by theft. Criminal versatility. I really like Grant Morrison's take on the Joker, where it's all true. He goes from being a murderer to a prankster to a murderer again.
Blink, 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 blinkety, blink, blink, blink.
Irresponsibility.
Countdown sequence has been engaged.
But what about all our friends? Ivy and Two-Face and Hat Guy and Lizard Man and Puppet Head and...
What about them?
Don't forget your little pets.
The babies! We can't leave the babies!
I'll buy you a goldfish. Let's go!
Failure to accept responsibility for own actions.
You're always taking shots from folks who just don't get the joke. Like my dad. Or Batman?
I'm a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it.
Sexual promiscuity. Now, even though Joker can be depraved and sadistic in a sexual way, it's not really clear that he's actually interested in sex at all.
Go away, I'm busy.
Many short-term marital relationships.
Isn't Hazel here a cutie? True, she's a real homebody, but you can't help who you fall in love with. Ooh.
Again, I don't really think Joker's that interested in Harley Quinn or anybody else, so I'm gonna give him a 1.
And the children wonder why we fight.
Juvenile delinquency and early behavioral problems. Depends what version of the Joker we're talking about, Gotham or Killing Joke, or a version where we don't really know what his childhood was. So I'm gonna split the difference here and give him like a 2 for each of these.
If I'm going to have a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice.
Revocation of conditional release. How many times has the Joker gotten out of Arkham and been sent back? Or in some stories, he actually gets declared sane and then it always falls apart and he goes back to the status quo of just being crazy. Okay, so a score over 30 is a psychopath. Joker's score, 54. According to this same test, psychopaths make up 1% of the general population, 20% of the people in prison, and about 3 to 5% of CEOs.
Joker, released from jail 1 week ago, immediately buys control of one-armed bandit novelty company.
Gum machines, pinballs, that sort of harmless junk.
There's nothing harmless about the Joker, we all know that.
Now that you know how to spot a psychopath, you can run this test on your own boss, or your ex, or your president, or yourself. Let me know those scores in the comments. And if you like this video, subscribe and stay tuned because there's another video coming about all the root causes of psychopathy.